Hey guys, Dustin here, CEO of 630, and today I'm going to introduce you to one of our newest electric bikes, the Body Ease. Stick around. All right, so today I'm going to introduce you to one of our newest electric bikes, the Body Ease. But before I do that, hit that subscribe button below. Stay in touch with us here at 630. Be the first to know about all of our new products, new content, and of course our giveaways for e-bikes, accessories, and standard bikes. All right, so we just released the Body Ease electric bike not long ago. This is our comfort hybrid electric bike. We have two frames. We call them a men's and a women's, but we can also refer to it as a step through and basically a non-step through with the higher bar. So let me show you around this e-bike a little bit. Now, like a lot of our other e-bikes, we have the rack, the battery on the rear of the rear rack. I personally like this a lot because it makes for easy on and off, and you can take the battery with you. So with your key, I have the key in here on this side. You just turn it, battery comes out nice and easy. The benefit of this is you can take the battery with you inside if you park the bike, if you commute somewhere. You don't have to leave the battery, take it with you. You can also charge it while you're working or whatever. So park your bike outside, bring the battery up with you, charge it so when you're ready to go home, you'll have a full charge. Now, easily slides on and off. They also do have an on-off switch here, so you want to make sure that's on when you want to engage the motor. And just like that, slides back in, and we would flip it on. So these are, now with this battery, your range is going to be, if you're using full throttle, roughly 15 to 30 miles, and if you're doing pedal assist, it's going to be anywhere from 30 to 50 miles. Now, the key thing to know about with electric bikes or even electric cars, the way you drive them, the terrain you're riding on, the weather conditions, and also the rider's physical makeup, weight, height, things like that, all play into how much range you get out of a battery on a transportation product. So, you know, if you're towing more weight capacity, the battery is going to drain sooner. So the ranges that I'm giving you are general averages. I personally have ridden one of our 500-watt electric bikes and used just the throttle through some hilly conditions, and I made it 21 miles, throttle only. I'm 220 pounds. So moving on to the motor, it's a rear motor in the rear wheel. It's 500 watts of power. What this means, your top speed, if you go full throttle only, is going to be 20 miles an hour. With pedal assist, it's going to be a max of 28 miles an hour. This puts this bike into a Class 2 e-bike classification. That's important to know depending on where you're riding, what type of riding you're doing, and your local city regional laws. Now, moving up here, we've got our screen. This is where you're going to see, let me go ahead and flip the battery on. This is where you're going to see your battery life, your speed, and then what level of pedal assist you're in. And while you're riding, you can easily adjust those. And level 1 gives you the least amount of assistance, and level 5 gives you the most amount of assistance. Now with the throttle, those will not affect the actual output of the throttle. You just dictate how much output you get with the throttle based on how hard you push it. So you can see here, just push that down, the wheel starts spinning. And then I put it down and stops it. And it's very easy to use while you're riding. You can also adjust the assistance very easily while riding. Now, we've also have a 7-speed external derailleur on this bike. So those gears don't actually affect the electrical components of the bike. These are just like a normal derailleur on a bicycle. So if you're in pedal assist mode, you're going to have 1 through 7 speeds available to you. If you're going up a hill, you might leave it in level 1. If you're on flat ground trying to hit top speeds with the pedal assist, or just as a normal bike, you'd want to have it in in gear 7. So having that gear ratio is really nice. So now getting into just the other facets of the bicycle components, you can see on this one, we've got a low step through. so you can easily mount and dismount the bike. We have a comfort saddle with the elastomer springs. The other feature we have is a suspension seat post. This is really nice. If you watch here, when you push, that's going to move up and down with you as you ride, absorbing a lot of the shock. We call this bike the Body Ease because we've designed it to make it easy on your body, hence the name, pun intended. So you can watch me as I mount the bike right here, and I sit down, the bike compresses. Now, the one element with the suspension seat post, if you use the suspension seat post, the minimum rider height is going to be 5'4". But you can always change that seat post to be a standard steel post, and then you can lower it, and riders as short as 5 foot could actually ride this bike. And you can also see I have a nice ergonomic position. My back's upright, my arms are relaxed, and with the narrower handlebars, you have really good control. So this is an e-bike that's good for somebody who still wants to maybe get some exercise. It's a very comfortable riding position, but you don't want to be in a crouched, uncomfortable position the whole time you're riding. This is also a hybrid comfort. So you have the elements to go fast, but also do hard packed trails with these semi-thin tires. It's going to allow you to roll smooth on pavement, but also do hard packed trails, like I said. So there's a lot of versatility to this while also being comfortable. And that's exactly the way we designed it. And that's, you'll see here on the fork, we have what's the suspension fork here, which actually has 2 modes. So you can see right now, it's in the suspension mode. So it's unlocked, meaning the forks will move up and down as you go over bumps, rocks, things like that. Again, adding to the absorption of the ride. So your body doesn't have to absorb the shock, the fork will. But if you're really riding on smooth pavement, you can lock that out, which will mean the bike will become more efficient and roll even smoother and faster, because now the fork's not going to compress, and the bike, like I said, will just roll easier. So if you're going to be on really flat pavement, that's the best option because you're going to be able to go much faster. So that's another benefit to the thinner tires. This bike is really zippy. With the 500 watts of power and the thin tires, it really moves, and with the narrow handlebars, you can really steer it. So even if you're looking for comfort, but you want something that'll have a little zip to it and get around town really quickly, great option. The beauty too is that you have 3 modes. So you can ride it as a normal bike, pedal assist, or full throttle. And if you want, you can remove the battery and easily ride this without the battery to reduce the weight and make it more efficient as you ride. So you determine how you use the bike and what kind of exercise you want to get. So if we just move over, this is the higher top tube version. If you're a little bit taller or you just like the look of that, this is an option on this bike. You'd be looking at doing a rear leg sweep mount. Get your leg over the rear of the bike. But everything else is the same as the previous bike. The features are all the same. And you know, if you've never experienced a suspension seat post, it really does add a lot. I mean, I can feel every time I get on how it compresses. So as opposed to being rigid, it moves up and down with your body as you move up and down. It's a very slight element, but it really does make it feel quite nice. Lastly, I didn't mention is the disc brakes. All of our electric bikes, except for our tricycle, feature the disc brakes. They add really great stopping power on a dime. You can see right here, I got the front brake engaged and I can pull the bike up. So the beauty of the disc brakes on e-bikes is they just provide so much more stopping power than caliper brakes or coaster brakes. So if you're going at high speeds, you need to stop on a dime, disc brakes are the way to go. So I think that pretty much sums up the tour of the Body Ease electric bike. If you have any other specific questions about this model or any electric bikes in general, comment below. We'd be happy to answer them. Or reach us by email, theteam@sixthreezero.com, or call us 310-982-2877. And don't forget, you can check out this bike or the full range of our bikes on sixthreezero.com. And we also have a proprietary body fit questionnaire. You can answer some questions about your body, your life, and our proprietary algorithm will recommend the perfect electric bike for you. Definitely do it. It's a great, great algorithm. In addition to that, we have a 90-day test ride your e-bike policy. If you don't love your bike, within 90 days, you can send it back, no questions asked, no money out of your pocket. And lastly, join our community. Download the app and join the Facebook Peddlers group either before you purchase or after. Before you purchase, you can talk to other riders, go on the app and see what bikes are getting the most miles ridden. Also see the type of rides people are doing on their bikes, because they'll select their bike in the app so you can see what bike they're riding. And also in the Peddlers group, you can ask questions, see how others are using their bikes, and get comfortable knowing what's best for you. And then once you have your 630 bike, it's a lot of fun to compete on the leaderboard in the app, meet new friends, and also post photos in the Peddlers group on Facebook. So, thanks for sticking around, and don't forget, it's your journey, your experience. Enjoy the ride.